Bryan Keith is defending against New Japan Pro Wrestling Zone, Rocky Romero.
We've been waiting for this match ever since it was announced. Anticipation's been heightened, and now it's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we only got one more match here tonight. I think a lot of you know what it is. So, I'll tell you what, I've had a couple of breaks tonight, but I've been going all night. I need a little help from our front row people here. I need people from the front row up on the aprons. I need people making some noise for the main event tonight. Are you guys ready for our final match of the evening? The following contest is your
Folks, tonight is the night that Rocky Romero has been waiting for the better part of the past few months. A matchup highly anticipated all across the nation, all across the world. Azúcar, Rocky Romero takes on Bryan Keith for the New Texas Pro Championship.
It ain't destruction in Beepo. It's the Texas City Showcase, baby. Big fight field, big fight field.
Romero, 25 years of in-ring experience, has trained underneath some of the greatest to ever do it in our sport. The likes of Antonio Inoki, Negro Casas, Togi Makabe. Rocky Romero has shared the ring with many an incredible competitor and trained by such as well, but
this is a different animal, baby.
When the lights go out here in New Texas Pro, that means we await the arrival of only one man.
Rocky Okada can't save you tonight. You're fighting Bryan Keith in Houston, Texas.
The man with the black halo. The New Texas Pro Heavyweight Champion. The bounty hunter looking to collect here tonight once more.
It's day 757 of Bryan Keith's New Texas Pro Championship reign. Let me repeat that. 757 days of dominance.
It's staggering, man. It is staggering.
Defeating all contenders. The likes of Impact Wrestling Zone, Alan Angels, Speedball, Mike Bailey. An incredible list of competitors have stepped up to Bryan Keith to try and dethrone the longest reigning New Texas Pro Champion in history, and all have failed.
Add on to that he's traveling the world in between those defenses. I saw the man in Toronto. He makes stops in Minnesota. He's out on the West Coast. He's out on the East Coast. He's all over the damn place. But here is just a little bit different.
Not to mention that Bryan Keith was a replacement in the Battle of Los Angeles tournament earlier this year, making it all the way to the semifinals, establishing himself as one of the top independent talents across the country. Shit, I'll take that back. Across the world.
Yeah, he won't be a replacement anymore, I guarantee you that.
And the fans here in Campbell Hall welcome him with open arms. Know him all too well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your main event, and it is for the New Texas Pro Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, with us, from Greens Point, Texas, representing Switch the House, he is the Underground King, and he is your new Texas Pro Champion, Bryan.
Immaculate fanfare for everyone involved in this championship competition. The new Texas Pro Championship will be on the line in what will be Rocky Romero's very first opportunity at New Texas Pro Gold.
Rocky's been around the block, but that has to be intimidating, even for somebody like Rocky Romero.
You have to wonder what is going through the mind of the bounty hunter, the new Texas Pro Champion. An individual who, by all accounts, has always dreamed of wrestling in the country of Japan. An individual who, by all accounts, has always watched competitors from New Japan Pro Wrestling, the likes of Rocky Romero, for instance.
Multiple aspects of Rocky Romero's career. I guarantee you, BK has studied extensively. You want to talk about New Japan, the No Remorse Corps, any professional wrestling, any major professional wrestling company worth working for, Rocky Romero has worked for.
Currently spending time in Mexico, engaging in all sorts of lucha libre action, including next weekend where he will be returning to Mexico once again.
Him and Baldo have been tearing it up, man.
It seems as though the battle lines have been drawn here for the Pasadena, Texas faithful. This matchup, it means so much to Bryan Keith to be able to step into the ring with a 25-year veteran of the sport, a man that he spent quite a lot of time emulating in his own professional wrestling style. Much of that style has led to Bryan Keith becoming, as we mentioned, the longest reigning New Texas Pro Champion in history.
He's the dude, man. He's the boss.
Bryan Keith and Rocky Romero. Romero, of course, no stranger to technical stylings. Martial arts background has Rocky Romero. Bryan Keith, definitely much of the same in regard. As I mentioned, Bryan Keith has emulated much of Rocky Romero's style inside the ring, even down to the way which he maneuvers around the squared circle.
There's that Christmas. There's that Christmas, yeah.
And as much emulation and adoration as Bryan Keith may have for Rocky Romero, he surely did not have that one well scouted.
Yeah, we all love BK, right? There's no hiding it, but Rocky's a pro, man.
You gotta wonder, as we mentioned, all of the studying and emulation that Bryan Keith has done with the likes of Rocky Romero, maybe, just maybe, Bryan Keith might be a little star-studded being in the ring with someone who he idolized in his journey in professional wrestling.
You'd have to expect that, especially with Bryan Keith still maintaining the dream of one day wrestling in Japan. We might be seeing this matchup right now in Pasadena, Texas, but who knows what the future has to come. We could see this matchup at Corrigan Hall in the very near future.
I think very easily. Getting vibes already.
And look at the confidence that Rocky Romero brings to ringside. It's much the antithesis to the very detrimental stare that Bryan Keith does have toward his opponents.
Well, let's not mince words here. Rocky's a big deal, man. Everybody knows that. It's the big match for BK.
Bryan Keith, big frog over. Rocky Romero trying to maintain the quickness, throwing everything at Bryan Keith, including the kitchen sink. And if you're asking me, gentlemen, that might as well be considered a warning shot to BK.
Well, it looked like it might have woke him up a little bit, so any of the remarks I made about being star-studded might be out the window now.
It's a fight now. Guy just punched you right in the mouth. It's a fight.
Romero asking Bryan Keith, you think you have what it takes to make it in the country of Japan? We'll see if he very well does. Bryan Keith cannot be outsmarted by Sugar himself, Rocky Romero. Whip off the ropes, Bryan Keith dropped down. That's by Keith. Big boot.
Gosh. BK connecting hard to the face of Rocky Romero.
Well, Romero just ran straight into a size 13.5 boot from the bounty hunter.
And the hunt is on.
You have to think about what this matchup could mean for the future of Bryan Keith's career. If he can manage to pick up a victory in this matchup, he very well could be earning himself a spot on a very particular roster in a country that Bryan Keith wants to compete in, always has had dreams of competing in strong style competition. Rocky Romero with the DDT on the outside. That padding ever present, but no thickness to it. Truly, he felt every ounce of the brunt.
The impact that Bryan Keith's head made on the mat.
Well, there we go.
The pressure put on that vertebrae right there, it's gonna hurt. Now, Romero putting a chair out for BK to have a seat on.
Oh, what are we seeing here?
It ain't for him to take a rest, I guarantee you that.
Romero is giving Bryan Keith the go-around. Romero! Shotgun dropkick. Bryan Keith now on this cold marble floor. Definitely no rejuvenation at that point in the matchup.
Oh, Rocky will fly. Rocky will fly.
Like Rocky's about to do so.
Romero,
oh man! Did you hear his shoulder hit his jaw?
Just straight connected.
And the way Romero's head collided with the pectoral muscle of Bryan Keith.
Could have had a Conor McGregor, Cowboy Cerrone type action there, man.
Romero absolutely impressive in his first ever showing for New Texas Pro Championship gold. Bryan Keith, no stranger to that gold, as we've mentioned many a time. 757 days, well over 2 years of in-ring competition spent holding the top prize here in New Texas Pro Wrestling.
I guarantee you, Rocky knew what he was getting into when he came here. He knows about BK. He knows about Bryan Keith.
There are not many in our sport that do not know about the magic that Bryan Keith brings to the ring.
Now, once he got in this building and felt it, it may have been a little different, but he knew what to prepare for.
Add a little bit of sweetness to that one. Rocky Romero fully in control right now. Bryan Keith, good God, pectus excavatum, carving a hole into the chest of the sweetness. Rocky Romero feeling every ounce of that. If that wasn't a message sent by Bryan Keith, I don't know what would be.
We get back into what we talked about last match, controlling the pace. Who's going to control the pace here? Who's going to drive the car?
Right now, it looks like Rocky is driving that arm down into the mat.
And Bryan Keith grasping at that left arm, at the elbow joint. You know that Rocky Romero taking a keen view of that. The technician that Rocky Romero is surely going to be targeting that arm, and Bryan Keith, he is going to be worse for wear here.
Oh man.
We could be dealing with torn ligaments at this very moment. An injury could lead to the force of a vacancy here of the New Texas Pro Championship. If Bryan Keith can even survive this matchup, he has to be worried about the amount of damage he takes.
Well, we talked about it. He's a world traveler, man. If he tears that shoulder apart, he tears that elbow, there's no guaranteed contract. He needs to make his dates, brother.
Romero laying into the side of the skull. Bryan Keith said he wants strong style. There is no one else in this building who can deliver it the way that Rocky Romero can.
There's no one else in the world that understands strong style more than Rocky Romero right now. 25 years, man.
Bryan Keith, a 10-year in-ring competitor of the sport, trained under the house at the Reality of Wrestling in Booker T.
There we go.
Bryan Keith, he's asking for more. And I think Rocky Romero might be taken a little aback here, gentlemen.
He's a different animal in Texas, man.
BK off the ropes. Getting caught up here by Rocky Romero, the octopus stretch. Think about what that does to the abdominal muscles, to the pectorals of Bryan Keith, and he also has to maintain his balance or he risks even further damage to every other part of his body.
And maybe even down into a pinning predicament here. The technical aspect from Rocky Romero, the placement right in the center of the ring, so impressive.
Bryan Keith.
BK looking to finish it now.
He could be looking for that Emerald Tiger driver right here. Keith. Oh, double leg here. Rocky Romero. Devastating stuff, devastating offense, but at this point in the junction, we have a brief separation. Both of these men have to take advantage of the separation applied.
Yeah, Rocky Romero trying to avoid the wrong side of the King's Road there.
This crowd fully in BK country right now. Rocky Romero is feeling a little out of place, not exactly receiving the typical fanfare that he does every other place that he goes here in Texas.
Well, that's true, but I'm sure Rocky's been in buildings where they love the other guy and he still won, right? He knows what he needs to do.
Rocky Romero knows what it takes to become champion. Keith and Romero exchanging elbow strikes. Romero up to that middle rope. Shotgun drop kick from the middle rope. He could have him right here for the new Texas Pro title. No! Look at the shock and awe in the eyes of Rocky Romero, who is questioning himself right now, questioning what more do I have to do to put this phenom down for 3.
Winding up once more.
Rocky Romero clothesline out of the corner, picking up speed here. A lot of energy in this superstar. And a lot of confidence to boot. Clothesline to BK once more. Romero running directly into a brick wall. That brick wall is named Bryan Keith, but hold on. BK.
Big exploder, baby.
Wrist clutch exploder suplex. The symphony of appreciation for the man who made New Texas Pro Wrestling. Bryan Keith looking to walk away still New Texas Pro Champion. BK, Rocky Romero rolling out of it. Caught was the kick, ducked was the other one, but
not
caught
that
him
one.
with the rebound. Romero trying something new here.
Looking for another exploder.
Chop directly to the back. BK.
Ooh, Rocky's got a hold on that ropes right there, avoiding another exploder into the turnbuckles.
This is a difficult situation here for everyone involved. Rocky Romero in great peril. The wrist clutch. Exploder suplex.
BK turned it back around out of that corner. Rocky fights to stay out of the corner. He reverses the momentum on him, gets him right over.
Bryan Keith knows. He knows that he has what it takes to compete in the country of Japan. It has been his dream since he began this career a long time ago.
That right knees put people out.
Oh, good God. Rocky, precarious position. Somehow, some way, the bounty hunter still here to collect live in Pasadena, Texas.
They don't serve strong zero in Texas, baby.
Rocky Romero, repeated shots. You're going to see these quick bursts of action here from Rocky toward Bryan Keith. Bryan Keith with the step up and securing into the corner. Romero could be knocked silly right now. Has to take advantage any chance that he can get for Bryan Keith to put down Rocky. Romero taking his time, creating that separation, coming in hot. Up and over for Bryan Keith. What are we gonna see here, folks? Up to the middle rope, going to that tornado DDT. Romero, both men, it is just so quick to call. Very difficult for either man to scout the other one. Yeah. Tornado DDT from Rocky Romero.
Who would have the tornado DDT scouted better than Rocky Romero, man? Awesome, awesome stuff.
A lifelong dream is coming to fruition for Bryan Keith, but can he place the cherry on top here tonight with the ultimate victory? A check in the win column for Bryan Keith here tonight for the New Texas Pro Championship will mean everything.
There's no moral victories here. He's got to put an exclamation point like that right there on it. Got to take it home.
There you see that fire in the eyes of Bryan Keith.
Bryan Keith, impactful shot right to the jaw of Rocky Romero. We've seen this consistent back and forth. At a certain point, someone has to go down. Someone has to be the weaker man.
Ooh. Neither man right now willing to relent on that.
Bryan Keith.
Oh, man.
You can see the sweat fly into the light fixtures as Rocky Romero has had the entirety of his windpipe driven out of him. And he is laughing about it.
Oh.
Bryan Keith. Can he continue to take this offense to Rocky Romero? Can he put down the Lucha Libre and New Japan Pro Wrestling star, Bryan Keith, catching the arm? BK twisted into the cutter, ripcord cutter, the cover. This match is over. Somehow, some way.
Bryan Keith looking to finish it now.
Trying to go for that Emerald Tiger driver. He's put many men away with this one. And up into the outside goes Bryan Keith. Rocky Romero, he needed that separation if he wants to have any chance of walking away New Texas Pro Champion. But not heeding my advice. Tope Suicida.
He got caught though.
BK.
There's a different level of motivation to avoid that Tiger driver. That's a little extra embarrassing for Rocky to take that.
Seems as though every man in this matchup has really exhausted almost every single point of their arsenal and their moveset. Somehow Bryan Keith or Rocky Romero, they're gonna have to pull out something extraordinary, something that we've never seen before. They want any chance of, oh God, gentlemen, not on the apron.
No, that'll be it.
Oh, Bryan Keith battling out of it is Rocky Romero, the uppercut, knocking Bryan Keith for momentarily. Rocky up and down. Turnbuckle assisted, driving BK right onto the apron. And this might be the opening that Romero was looking for.
Going up top. BK's hurt in the middle of the ring.
Yeah,
Rocky hits this. Digging deep is BK.
Chasing him up the top rope right there. Got a hold of him up top, both men in precarious position.
Folks, we are live here on IWTV for a sold-out crowd in Campbell Hall in Pasadena, Texas.
Oh, man.
Bryan Keith said he would lay it all on the line. And that line is being crossed here tonight.
Skull on skull.
New Texas Pro Champion has him hooked on the leg. Avalanche exploder suplex. The absolute wherewithal that both of these men possess is unlike anything I have ever seen in our sport, gentlemen.
No, it's incredible what we've seen thus far. Bryan Keith pointing to the sky.
Bryan Keith, the knee strike, Romero-esque, and somehow only earning a 2 count. That Romero-esque shot to the face. Look at this. Emerald Tiger Driver evaded. Cover, roll through.
Almost had a new champ there, boys.
Consistent back and forth action. It is fast, it is heavy. Romero, a knee strike of his own. Bryan Keith is back to his feet. Knee strike from Romero. BK still up. Romero got him, the cover. This match is over. How much more can these two men take? And it's all for the glory, the love of the New Texas Pro Heavyweight Championship.
700 plus days, right there, almost out the window. BK got very fortunate there.
Bad positioning here for Romero. Knee strike. Romero up to that middle rope. Looking to catch Bryan
Oh my
Keith.
God!
Square to the chin.
The cover. This match has gotta end soon. If that can't be it, what can?
Tiger Driver. Gotta be the Tiger Driver.
He's going for it. The Emerald Tiger Driver. The cover. This match is over.
My gosh.
Gentlemen, when was the last time you witnessed a match like that? Live and in living color. With that much intensity, that much ferocity, the emotion, everything on the line. 757 days turns 758.
Absolutely. Video on demand. Check out New Texas Pro. Check out the old shows. Check out all those matches BK's been through to make it to that mark.
Bryan Keith solidifying himself once again as the most dominant New Texas Pro Heavyweight Champion in the history of this promotion.
Folks, something tells me that Rocky Romero is well aware of the fact that this will not be the last time that these two men will face one-on-one in the squared circle. However, next time it very well could be in a different country.
Bryan Keith tipping to the cap right there of Rocky Romero.
The ultimate showcase of respect. Folks, what a night of action we have had. Texas Indie Showcase 3 is in the books. Thank you so much for watching us live on IndieWrestling.tv, IWTV. Don't forget, subscribe to the social media. Follow the social media, New Texas Pro Wrestling, on all social media platforms. And we'll see you next time with more New Texas Pro Wrestling.